Hey guys, what's up? I'm Erin and welcome back to Erin Talks Money. Now I know I talk a lot about saving money on this channel. I'm actually one of those people who gets more joy out of saving money than I actually do from spending it. But hey, we all have to be weird in one way or another, right? Now I love saving money. But I also believe that there are times when it's necessary to spend because after all, there's a very big and important distinction between being cheap and being frugal. Being frugal can actually help you on your wealth journey and build up a nice nest egg. But being cheap can actually hurt you on your wealth journey and it can cost you more than you can ever imagine. Now, let's first look at the difference between being frugal and being cheap. Someone who is frugal is aiming to get the most value for their dollar. Yes, they look at the price of an item, but they also look at the quality of the item and the overall value it's going to bring to their life. They take all of this information and then they decide if it's worth purchasing the good or the service. Now, what about someone who is cheap? Someone who is cheap is simply making a decision on the price of the product. It doesn't matter on its quality, it doesn't matter on the longevity. All they care is that they are getting the lowest possible price. That can actually hurt you in the long run because someone who is cheap simply wants to save the most pennies. Now, as I said, I love saving money, but the goal should not be to save the most money regardless of what it will actually cost you, because if that's how you approach it, it will inevitably come back to bite you in the bum. So that's what I want to go over today. I want to go over those times where it's actually in your best interest to spend a little more. I want to go over those times and those items that you should be spending more on so you're not actually making the cheaper choice, because spending a little more sometimes is actually the best choice that you can make financially speaking. Number one is health. It should go without saying, but when it comes to your health and medical procedures, you should not be focusing on the cheapest game in town. Now, I know we have all seen those billboards and those signs advertising discounted medical procedures, things like LASIK surgeries and dental visits, but you don't want to save money when it comes to your health.
I saw a billboard here in Washington, D.C. advertising for the vision correction surgery. The billboard claimed that they have the cheapest LASIK in town. And I'm thinking, if you're going to be operating on my eyeballs with a laser beam, I don't want the cheapest in town. I want somebody that takes a little pride in their work. I don't want to be walking around hanging on to a German Shepherd by a harness bragging, I just saved a bundle on my LASIK surgery.
I know medical procedures can come with a hefty price tag. Even if you have insurance, your portion can still be substantial. But come on, I don't know about you, but I view every portion of my body as essential. I don't look for discount doctors, I look for doctors who are well qualified and with a whole host of 5-star reviews. I don't want to be a doctor's very first surgery patient. I want to see them with the calm peace of mind, knowing that they have done whatever I'm in for literally hundreds of times before. You only get one body, so take care of it. And when something goes wrong, seek out the absolute best doctor you can for whatever you're going through. Because what if you chose the discount doctor and something went wrong? You could have irreversible damage to your body. Seek out the very best doctor you can so it's done properly the first time around. When it comes to matters of health and your body, it is not time to look for cheap discounts. It is not a time to pinch pennies. Number two is home repairs. Some things are just better left to the pros because there's a really big difference between some guy who says he knows how to renovate your bathroom just because he watches HGTV and a professional. Yes, going with that professional who is properly trained and credentialed is going to cost you a bit more. But you have the security of knowing that one, it's going to be up to code, and two, it's going to work for years to come. Choosing the guy who claims that he can do it for you on the cheap is risky business. One, how do you know he's not just going to demo your kitchen, take your money, and never return? And two, how do you know he's actually capable of what he says he is? What if he actually doesn't know how to redo, install, or repair what he claims to? Inevitably, you're going to end up being left with a heftier bill as you bring on a professional to fix the first guy's shoddy work. Hire a professional the first time around to make sure it's done right. That way you're not going to live in a construction zone for the next year and a half with lights and faucets that may or may not even work. Number 3 is furniture, and quality matters when it comes to furniture, and often you get what you pay for. One of the very first lessons you get as an adult is that furniture is expensive, and sometimes unnecessarily so. Now, I am all for shopping around and comparing prices because you don't want to overpay for something, but you also don't want to get the cheapest option on the market. For example, when we needed to replace our coffee table, we chose one that was made of 100% solid wood, so we knew that it would last a long time to come. But we also found that whatever website we were looking at had the price for the exact same coffee table with widely varying prices. The lowest we found it for, which we obviously bought it at that price, was $275 on Amazon nonetheless. The same exact coffee table was on Ashley Furniture, listed for $899. So make sure to shop around a bit. But why did our coffee table need to be replaced in the first place? Well, because we had a cheap one, and cheap ones simply don't last as long. Our coffee table is used as a seat, as a footrest, as a Friday night game table, as a place where we have dinner and watch movies, the list goes on. So it needs to be able to handle some abuse. Cheap furniture is made of cheaper quality materials, and it simply doesn't last as long. So for those pieces of furniture that you have that really get used, think like a table and chairs, a couch, a bed, or in our case, a coffee table. Make sure that you are buying quality pieces of furniture that can stand the test of time. For example, a quality couch can last you up to 15 years. However, a poor quality couch can show signs of wear after just 1 year. And beds are another biggie. Studies show that the average human will spend about 26 years of their life sleeping and about 33 total years in bed. That's almost a third of your life. So don't skimp when it comes to your mattress. You're going to spend a lot of time there, so spend money on a quality mattress. If you don't have a quality one, odds are you're gonna wake up with all sorts of aches and pains because welcome to adulthood. Sometimes you just get aches and pains by sleeping on a mattress. And if you have aches and pains all day long, you're going to not have a good quality life. Buy a quality mattress and you'll have a better quality life. Number 4 is tires. When it comes time to replace your car tires, the price can be shocking. And you know they have discount options as well as pricier options. The cheaper options are cheaper for a reason. They're made with less rubber and they have a less strong construction to the tire. That means that they're not as robust. They have a louder, rougher ride on the road. They can handle less wear and tear. AKA, there's a shorter distance between a brand new tire and a totally worn tire. Don't be afraid to spend a little more on your tires. After all, it's a very pinnacle piece of your vehicle. So make sure you're buying quality, because if you don't, you're gonna be back buying new tires sooner than you imagine. And number 5 is financial services and products. Yes, insurance is expensive. Health insurance premiums can be up to $500 a month for a family of 4. That's nothing to scoff at, and that can help explain why many decide to forego insurance altogether. In fact, at any given point, a full 28 million Americans are without health insurance. Not having health insurance is a huge gamble. You may be perfectly healthy today, but who knows what will happen tomorrow. And the same goes for homeowners insurance, rental insurance, and even auto insurance. You have to make sure you're covered. If it weren't for health insurance, I would be over $1 million in debt. I was perfectly healthy until the day I wasn't. If it weren't for homeowners insurance, my dad wouldn't have been able to rebuild his home after losing it to a fire. You have to make sure you're covered. And if you have a family or a mortgage, you have to consider life insurance and disability insurance. For a 30-year-old who is in good health, you can expect to pay around $30 a month for $1 million worth of term coverage. Statistically speaking, you are probably going to live a nice, long, healthy life. However, have these policies in play in case something ever happens to you. You want to make sure that your family is covered and that they have a bright financial future if something does happen to you. Ensuring your family's safety and well-being is never wasted money. These policies are very important. And what about other financial products and services? What about like a will? Yes, you need one. Everyone needs one. The more complex your family and your financial life, the more you can expect to pay for these services and these documents. And the more wealth you build, the more likely you're going to want to work with a professional. As your wealth accumulates, you're going to want to probably call on a CPA, a certified public accountant, and a lawyer to help tap into their expertise, especially when it comes to taxes. You may think that you can do it all yourself, but these people stay up to date with the tax codes. And yes, their hourly fee can certainly be expensive, but if they save you thousands of dollars, then they've more than paid for their services. In the beginning, you can absolutely DIY your finances, but once you start getting a high 6-figure, a 7-figure, or an 8-figure net worth, it's probably time to consult the pros because they can end up saving you a bundle. Being frugal is great. Being frugal means that you look for value in things. Being cheap can cost you a lot in the long run because you have to pay to have things redone or replace goods that fell apart quicker than they probably should have. Being frugal is the goal. Saving money is great, but not if it costs you money in the long run. So what do you guys think of this list? Are there other ones that you would add to it? I'm sure there are definitely some that I missed. Please let me know in the comments down below. I always love talking with you guys. I'm always on here responding to the comments. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday. If you got anything at all out of this one, please give it a like on the way out. If you know a friend who might get some value from these videos, please consider sharing. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe bell on the way out if you're new here, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!